Let's get into the Royal Rumble here, Mr. Marceau. We only have a four-match card. I'll ask you this. Are you a fan of the four-match card for the Royal Rumble? Because the Rumble matches go long. I think that probably makes the most sense. But what are your thoughts on the shorter card?
I feel like it's always kind of been on the shorter side. I think obviously now that we have the two Rumbles, it definitely kind of cuts the card down just because we have like 2 hour matches. So I don't mind it. I think it's nice. I feel like sometimes like with the two big matches, the WWE title can kind of like steal the show in a match standpoint just because there's only one other match on the card. But I think it's nice to have only a couple matches. No need. All the other people are in these Rumble matches, so no need to just throw random matches on there. So especially with the tag team guys, they probably won't be in the Rumble, so this is their spot to kind of shine. And then obviously Cody and Kevin aren't going to be in that match either. So I like the smaller card and no issues on my end.
Yeah, they're two gimmick matches as well. We have a ladder match, a 2 out of 3 falls match. Two matches that make sense. They don't feel forced. We're finally getting the fucking tag titles defended on a WWE PLE. I thought I was seeing things when they announced that last week on SmackDown, so I was happy to see that. Nathaniel said would love to see Cope and Christian Cage win the tag titles this year at some point. It's possible. Definitely something AEW could do. But the WWE tag team titles will be on the line on Saturday in a 2 out of 3 falls match. DIY, Motor City Machine Guns. Should be a great match, honestly. I think if they give these two teams time, it could be really good. DIY just beat Motor City Machine Guns to win the belts back in December. Do they lose them this quickly? I'm going to say yes for the sole reason. I don't know what the fuck the Profits are doing, but I think the Profits would probably chase DIY. I would love to see the Machine Guns get the belt back, but I just feel like in terms of the division and the opponents that DIY could face, it's probably them retaining here. But who do you got, Mr. Marceau? DIY or Motor City Machine Guns?
I got DIY. You kind of highlighted that. They just won the belts from Motor City Machine Guns earlier, about a month ago. So I would keep the belts on them. Kind of get some more momentum. Like I said, the Profits should be the ones that DIY probably lose the belts to down the line. So I'd keep the belts on DIY and have them lose to the Profits coming up.
Yeah, whether it be a Mania or before that or another multi-team match, if they can make it make sense, I'd be totally down for that. Cody Rhodes and Kevin Owens in a ladder match for the undisputed WWE Championship that they set up at Saturday Night's Main Event with the contract signing. I don't know what the fucking addendum was. A couple people had reached out to me when I had said it's stupid that they didn't, explain what the addendum was. At the show, a couple people reached out and said, well, they still have SmackDown. They're probably waiting until Friday. And I said, why the fuck would they wait until Friday when they have a lesser audience than they do for Saturday Night's Main Event where you have Shawn Michaels there? What's the point of even doing the contract signing on that show if you're not going to do the addendum announcement? I don't know. At this point, I'm just convinced there is no addendum. There is no change to the match. They just said that for some reason. Whatever. I don't really think anyone and their mother thinks that Kevin Owens is winning the championship on the show. I love Kevin Owens. I think he should have won. That Saturday Night's Main Event, I had told you at the time I would have given him a short run through the Rumble. We missed that fucking window. I don't think Kevin Owens wins here to defend against Sami Zayn at WrestleMania or Randy Orton. Those matches can happen. They don't need the belt. They won't have the belts. I think Cody Rhodes is a slam dunk winner here through and through. But what do you think, Mr. Marceau? Any chance KO walks away with the title on Saturday?
I would say very small, probably 0% chance Kevin Owens wins here. I do like KO. I like what they've done with him. I mean, his story arc, even though he's a heel, he has a point and it makes sense. I think, like you said, he should have probably got a win over Cody at Royal Rumble, or at Saturday Night's Main Event, but he didn't. And I don't see them taking the belt off Cody now prior to Mania. I think it'll be a great match, but I got Cody Rhodes winning.
Does Sami Zayn get involved?
I'll say no.
No, okay. I think he could, and I'm going to say he will, but he doesn't help Kevin Owens, obviously. I think he just tips over the ladder when Kevin Owens goes to do, I don't know. I feel like his interference will backfire or some shit. I feel like he should get involved, and then Owens can take him out of the Rumble later on, or be in the Rumble, take him out, whatever. John had said the only reason Penta beating Braun makes sense is that they got to do something with Penta until Phoenix is free from Tony Khan. Yeah, I mean, there's other ways they could use Penta. He doesn't have to win the IC title, but yeah, that would be one way to keep him going. He also said he sees Motor City Machine Guns retaining, Cody retaining, obviously. He said Cena, Punk, or Logan Paul winning the men's Rumble, and for the women, Charlotte or Io. That's a lot of options there, John. You're not decisive in your predictions. I like those picks. They're not bad picks for the most part, but we gotta dwindle it down here to single individual winners. So let's start here, Mr. Marceau. Women's Rumble. I'm going to put you on the spot. Who wins? Who wins the Women's Rumble this year?
The men's or the women's?
Women's. Did I say men's? I'm sorry. I meant to say women's.
Fuck. I hate when I get put on the spot.
I'm going to do it again for the men's
tough
because
I feel like there's. Yeah, I know. This happens every time. I should just be used to it by now. It's a tough one. I feel like people are buzzing on Bianca, but I don't feel it. I just don't. I feel like they're going in a different direction with her. I'm going with Io Sky. I just feel like she's a Triple H girl, and I feel like her losing to Lyra was kind of just keep her on the back burner to face Bria. They've been teasing it. Io's great, and I like Bianca a lot, but I don't know. I feel like they're going with her. Naomi, Jade, seems like that's probably the direction they're going with her.
Mm.
Charlotte, no, thank you. We can get to her and Tiffany without winning the Rumble.
Yeah.
Beat Becky. I love Becky to death, but I don't want her to win the Rumble. Liv, no, because I don't want to see her in Rhea again. So I'm going with Io Sky. I feel like that makes the most sense, and they love Io, and I love Io, so I'm going with Io.
I think Io is a great pick. Io is who I want to see win. I think Io and Rhea at Mania would be great. On the Bianca front, now Fightful did report that there's always discussions about any number of matches, obviously. But they ran a report about a week ago saying that there's been discussions of Rhea and Bianca at Mania. Now I know you said Bianca was wrapped up in the Jade and Naomi thing, and she is, but I mean, if they lose the tag title soon and Naomi goes on to face Jade, if Naomi was the one who attacked Jade, that Naomi and Jade could be a one-on-one thing, and Bianca can go on to do her own thing with Rhea. They really want to do that match. They've teased it for Mania like at least twice, and it hasn't happened yet. I could see Bianca being a dark horse. I'm not going to say Io wins. I'm going with Charlotte. I think Charlotte's going to win. She absolutely does not need to. I completely agree. She could win the Chamber. She last won it 5 years ago, and this will be her first match back in over a year since we were there at not Saturday Night's Main Event, fucking Tribute to the Troops back in 2023. I think they're going to give it to Charlotte. I would rather see Charlotte win than Becky. At least Charlotte and Tiffany's a match I want to see. Becky and Becky and Rhea again. I have no desire to say. So I don't know about that, but Io I think is a great choice. John had said Cena and Io for his single picks. Richie had also mentioned Randy Orton interference with a conflicted Sami Zayn question mark. Maybe Randy Orton tips the ladder with Kevin on it as Sami hesitates. I could totally see it. It would give Orton and Kevin something to do. I agree. Richie also said his picks are Cena, or Punk rather, and Io. I don't see Cena winning this Saturday despite the betting odds. Yeah, I mean, this is probably the most unpredictable Rumble in a while, right? When was the last Rumble that we had, Mr. Marceau, that you would say like you were genuinely stumped as to who could win this whole thing from the men and the women?
It's been a while. I mean, before we talked, I was just looking at it, and like I said, I feel like there are people that could win, but I feel like there's multiple people, and it makes sense, and it depends on certain directions. So it is. I think this is probably the toughest year. Like I said, there are some people that are favored more than others, but I feel like there's so many directions they can go in that makes it so makes it unpredictable enough that like you could for the women. I mean, we just discussed 4 or 5 people that could win. I feel like. When you discuss the men coming up here too, I mean, there's probably 4 or 5 people you could say could win the match. So, I mean, I think predictability not is always a bad thing, but with the amount of unpredictability and how stacked the men and the women's match will be this Saturday, I mean, I think it just raised the stakes more to just how must see it will be.
Yeah, no, I think it's going to be a very must-see match, especially with the star power involved, especially on the men's side. And they're doing a good job of making it feel unpredictable, even with the women as well. But let's get to the men's rumble. Who wins the men's rumble? I'm going to put you on the spot again. Who wins the men's rumble on Saturday?
Many people I can see winning that frankly like don't even win. Like Cena, I really don't want Cena to win. I don't think he really needs to win. I don't think he should win. I really don't want to see him and Cody. I don't want to see him and Gunther at this point. So I'm out on Cena. Punk, I guess, but like, I don't know. I feel like we're still going to get him and Rollins, so I'm not going to say him. But then after them two, it's like who could win? Like Roman doesn't make any sense to win. He's not going to face Gunther. He's not going to face Cody again.
Yeah.
So then you would say no to him. People say Logan Paul.
He's a contender, dude. He could definitely face Gunther at WrestleMania.
He could, but like, I feel like if that ended the Royal Rumble, people would be fucking pissed. I feel like it wouldn't be great. Yeah. I mean, it makes sense to the point they said, like, I feel like he could, but like, I don't think he needs to win the Rumble. I feel like whoever's winning the Rumble should be the one facing Cody. So him winning the Rumble and beat like Gunther, no. No to The Rock. I mean, I do not want The Rock to win. I want The Rock in it. He's been flip-flopping. No, thank you. But like I said, after all those people, like, who else could possibly win? So, like, the problem is, like, there's plenty of people that could win it. There's plenty of people that don't even want to win it. If I'm gun to head, I guess I'd take Punk. I don't really want to see that happen. I don't know. I have a feeling it's going to. I don't love the idea. My heart says like Roman. I'd rather Roman win him, but I just don't see him winning. So that's kind of just. I'll go with Punk. I'll go with Punk. I heard to say that.
It could be worse, to be fair.
It could be worse, but like I said, I don't know. Like I don't see him. Thing is, like I said, like I don't see him facing Cody, so like because he can face Gunther. I mean, I don't know.
No, I mean, so we could have a title change before Mania.
We could, but like I said, I don't see Cody losing the belt. So
yeah.
All right, I guess like who's Punk? I guess you could face Rollins. Rollins on the belt. So now,
yeah.
I'll go with Punk. Like I said, Jey Uso would be my dark horse. Maybe Sammy. I don't think Sammy won. I think Kevin will screw him up. But I'll go with Punk. And my dark horse is like Jey Uso.
Yeah, I think Jay's up there.
And I think like Jacob's about to be the one that eliminates the most people.
Yeah, I was going to say that was my other prediction or my other question: who eliminates the most amount of people? I'm going with John Cena. I feel like that's the safe pick. I don't want Cena.
Suck, just like you know.
My picks?
Yeah, Charlotte and God, I burned my. I'm gonna have to rip my TV off the wall. Both those happen.
Those are two terrible outcomes. The Cena one wouldn't be awful. It's just I could see it. I just don't want to see it because there's a lot of talk of him facing, a world champion Mania, probably Cody Rhodes. I don't really want to see Cena and Cody Rhodes at WrestleMania. That's more of a SummerSlam match, in my opinion. I'd rather see Orton come back and go after Cody. There's a million different directions they can go in, and they haven't really spoiled anything yet, so I like the unpredictability, but I don't know. I'm going to go safe and say Cena. I feel like it'd get a great reaction, but you and I would not be thrilled. I get why they would do it. I'm just not super enamored by that